Hello, guys. Good evening. Welcome back to the second day of boot camp. I hope so. I'm live now and I am clearly audible and visible to you. Okay. So if I'm audible to you and everything is clear from my side, please just confirm it in the chat. And hello, everyone. Hello. I see there are a lot of people right now over here. Okay. Yeah, guys. Am I audible to you? Right. My audio is clear and everything else is clear, right? Any issue? Great, Dinesh. I am great. Hello, Kushi. Great. I am okay. Great. So now I see that I'm live and I am clearly audible to you. So we completed, I think so, till the architecture part. We got to know what architecture are we going to use in this boot camp for our application. So now the next part that we need is to start with the coding. Okay, so we need to first of all complete the backend part, and so today we are going to focus totally on completion of the backend, and most probably it will be done by today. Okay, so we'll understand each and every concept in the backend. We'll see what all things are we going to use in the backend and other important things that we need to see. Okay. So today will be the end of backend altogether. So I will start the server at the end totally, or else I will keep it up and running so that if I run through any errors, in that case, it would be much more better to you. Okay. And again, as I do in every session, I repeat this part. Please do not spam about attendance. You will get the form later in the session about at the point when we would be close to ending our session. Okay. So hope so you do not just like irresponsibly create any issue for me. Okay. Great guys. Clear. Okay. So let's get into today's session and also we'll understand what all schema are we going to define in MongoDB. Okay, and we'll connect our URL, connect our string URL, that is MongoDB connection, and we'll see that too. So let's get into that one by one and let's see how we can complete that up. Okay. Yeah, Snega, today we are going to complete the backend part. So whole of the Node.js part, whole of the services that we need to create, that will be done today. Okay, fine. So should we begin? Should we get inside our backend part? Yes, guys. Yes, no. Okay, no problem. Then, so we are going to start the backend part. Okay. So now, first thing that we did yesterday was creation of our server. So we created a server by using Express and please tell me I have my chat closed during the okay. I always inform you whenever I send you the attendance link. Okay. So in last class, what we did, we created our server and we imported all the required packages or modules that we need in this session. Okay. So today we have to go with completing all these things. Okay. So drop your code. Okay, sure. I will drop it by the end. Just let me complete everything till now. Okay. So this is my page and I was done. I created my app.listen and things were done over here. Now I have to, first thing that I have to do is creation of my authentication. But before that, I need to create my MongoDB server. Okay. So MongoDB server, I need to connect it up. So already we saw that we were done with the MongoDB. We were done with that thing. So if you want, we can go again back to MongoDB Atlas and we can obtain a connection string from there. Okay. So we will be using that connection string uh, over here. Guys, I already told you in the yesterday session, if you forget to mark any of the day's attendance, then you will not get a chance to mark it on the next day. Okay. So only possible thing that you can do is you can mark today's attendance. I would not be able to share you the last date attendance. Okay. So it's gone. So we cannot do anything for that. Okay. Okay, so this is my MongoDB address. Now I will obtain my connection string and I will try connecting it up my with my code sandbox. Okay, so you can go with the option of connect. So you have two, three options. Okay, Either you can go with drivers, Compass, Shell, MongoDB for VS Code, or Atlas SQL. So we are going to use NoSQL. So we will go with Compass. Click on Compass. Okay, and you do not compulsorily need to have the compass, but what you need is you need to have your connection string. Okay, you need to have your connection string over here. Now remember one thing, guys. Okay, so in the connection string, what you are finding is, in the connection string your password is not mentioned over here. So your password should be added from your side. So this will not come by default for security reasons. You have to copy this connection string and you have to add your own password that you have created. So while creating our account, what we did, we created a password. Fine. So that password has to be added over there in that URL. Okay. Clear? Fine. Guys, am I audible, right? Is there any issue with my audio? Any problem with my audio if you find? Yes, no? I hope so I'm audible, right? Okay, great. So I think so it's fine. Okay, so let's get back. So the connection string that we created, yeah, so this is my connection string. And inside this connection string, you have to replace your DB password. Okay, so that's your task to do. Okay, I will replace it with my own password. So you can replace with your password and that will be your task. Okay, copy the connection string. Only thing you need to change is remove the item from here to here and add your password, DB password that you created. Okay. Now, so next thing that we need to do is we need to add this connection string as a form of environment variable. Okay. So now next thing that we need is environment variable. So let's get here. Now you have to open this page. Okay. So first of all, if you have your review or this preview running, you have to close that preview, clearly close that preview. Go to this option. Okay, on the top right corner you have this button. So click on this button and then you will get two three options. So first option will be run preview at 8080. Obviously we do not need to run preview right now. Okay, or else documentation, VM usage, project setup, and run setup task. So next thing that you need to do is you need to go into project setup. Okay, so go inside the project setup section. Okay, you can keep this as default. See, guys, please follow me. I'm going on somewhat slow for you. Okay, please follow me. Go to the project setup option. Okay, so sir, that password is as strong was it was random word. I don't remember. Go to your Google password and please search over there. You will get your password from there. Okay. See, guys, each and every technology, if you have it, so each and everything has kind of backyard for it. Okay, so if something is auto generated, it will be stored somewhere. Do not worry about this. Okay, okay, fine. So now what we need to go to this point. Okay, and on the first page, keep it as default setting, whatever you have. Okay, so in this option, then click on next button. And the basic command that you have is yarn install and yarn start. Do not change it up. You should keep it as it is right now. Okay, yeah, so you should keep it as it is. You do not need to change it to npm. No problem with this. Then click on next button. Now, in this particular page, you have an option of add variable. Okay, so we need to add variable over here. So click on the button of add variable. Okay, so you have two options, key and value. So now, if we see the code that we have already written, so we are trying to fetch process.env.mongo URL. It means the Mongo URL is the name of the key that I have stored in as a form of environment variable. So I will take up this name, Mongo URL, okay, and I will add it as the form of key. Okay, this is the name of my environment variable that I am adding. Okay, now next thing is value. Okay, so now I told you from where you will be getting the value. You have to get the value actually from your connection string, and you have to replace the actual value. You have to replace with the password. So over there, you have a field of password, but actually the password has not been added. So just add the password on your own. Okay. So now I have my own connection string. So I will be using that particular connection string. Okay, so now I will add the value over here and I will click on save. So by doing this, I saved my Mongo URL value. That means I have created my environmental variable or else environment variable in my code sandbox. So there might be a case you would try using env file. So no need to create env file over here. We have already have an option of project setup over there. You can try creating a environment variable and so see by this you will be doing. And one more thing, if you want to add port, so you can also add port right now. So by default we have added our port, that if the port is coming from environment variable, then we will take that port, or by default we will take 8080. So we will keep it as 8080, will not to do it. So if you want to do this particular task in VS Code, then you have to create a .env file. Okay, and same way, create the name Mongo URL, and you add the value over here, over there in .env file, and everything will be same. Okay, then you can use process.env.mongo URL, and you would be able to fetch it up. Okay, so now I will click on next, and then again next. Now you will have an option to apply and restart. Okay, so now click on the button to apply and restart your server again. So it has been applied and my server is getting restarted, and I will require to reload my window. Okay, why are we reloading our window? Because we kind of changed the setup. We kind of changed the default setup of our project. So that is why we need to reload it up. Okay, guys, you do not need to mark your attendance in the chat. Guys, see, please stop spamming attendance, and everything in this chat. Okay. I already told you, you are going to get attendance only at the last, not at the beginning of the session. Just wait till around 7:45, 50. After 7:50, I will give you attendance. Okay. Writing attendance in the chat box is not going to mark your attendance right here. Okay. Please, guys, just have patience. You are here to learn. Please learn. Okay. So now our server has restarted, and now let's kind of, I will collapse this up, and I just need to see my output that server is up and running. Okay. So my env variable has been added. Now I will start with my MongoDB thing. Okay. I will create the MongoDB connection, and I will use that up. So now the first thing that I need to use is Mongoose. Okay. So Mongoose will create my connection. So I will write mongoose dot connect. Okay, so I am trying to connect it up. Okay, you explain sir part. 1 minute. Can you explain sir password part? See, the password part is very simple. Uh, what I told you is you have this connection string. Okay, you have this connection string. Now, in this connection string, you do not have your password added by default, because for the security reasons, MongoDB do not add your password by default. So instead of this particular field, remove this DB password field and add your password that you have created on your own. Only this is what you have to do right now. Okay, fine. Okay, so now I have added it as sending a mod of full channel please. Okay, so I have created it up. Okay, so now mongoose.connect I have added done. Next thing that I need is my Mongo URL. Okay, and Mongo URL is already stored in my project setup, so I will take it up from here, and I have already taken. So that is process.env.mongo URL, and it is getting stored in variable known as Mongo URL. So now I will use this particular variable, that is Mongo URL, to connect with my MongoDB. Okay. So see guys, I am doing MongoDB at least. Understood? I already told you yesterday we are doing MongoDB at least. Mongoose is connected to JS right. So obviously we are connecting the Mongoose to JS right now. Okay. Okay. So now next thing is we need to add new URL. So these are some basic default settings. So new URL encoding, we have to add it as true. Okay. So it will be use new URL encoding, or else new URL parser. So we will be setting it as true for our case. Okay. So first thing is this you need to add, and next thing is use unified. Okay, sir, I forgot my password. What should I do? Vaishnavi, the only thing that you can do in this case is either recreate your password, or else you can go in your Google password and you can search if your password is stored over there or not. Okay. Yeah. So in connection, what we did, we added two things: use new URL password to, and use unified topology is set to true. Okay. Now here comes the main part of creation of schema. Okay. So we are getting into creation of schema. So first thing that we will do is we will create the user schema. Okay. So what to add in the value field? Can you repeat? See, we have two things. One is use new URL parser, and one is use unified topology. 1 minute. Are you talking about the environment variable? In that case, the value will have the connection string that you can add. Okay. So the connection string from MongoDB at least will be added over there. Okay. Fine. So now we have added this up. Okay. Now, next thing that we need is const user schema. We are going to create our user schema. 1 minute. Fine. Now it's open. So user schema. So now I will explain you what user schema are we actually going to create in this case. So mongoose dot. So schema. Okay, why? Because we are actually creating a user schema in this case, and user schema will be the structure of database that we will use in user case. So our user will have two things. One is the user name for my user, and another thing that I will have for my user is password. Okay, so username and password will be two things for my user in this case. Okay, so let me explain you where will this user schema get linked to. Okay. So see what's happening is, just give me a moment and let me get back to four to yeah, fine. Okay. So now what you have is you have your user schema. Okay. So in the user schema, just a minute, guys. Give me a moment. I think so there is some problem over here. Guys, I have repeated again and again. You will not get the attendance right now. Just wait for it. Okay. Just give me a moment. I think so. My Canva is not launching. Just wait. I will reload it up. I have some issue with the Canva right now. So what we have our user schema. Okay. So the user will have two things. Okay. If I talk about user, so in this perspective, I will take the case of my sign-in form. So the sign-in form has two things. One is first field is that username. So in case of username, we will be adding our password or not password, sorry, either the email ID or else any particular user name that the user can choose. Second thing that we have is my password. So password will actually be the user password. So first thing that we have is username. So user defined username will be over there. And second thing that we have is password. Okay. So this is kind of basic structure of how we will how we will store the user detail. So user schema will store the user detail. Okay. User schema will store the user detail. So this is for what reason? This is for this reason we are creating this user schema. Okay. If we do not have our login sign up, if in a case we do not have a login sign up in our website, then we will not have this user schema. Okay, because we have a login sign up option. That's why we need to add a user schema. Okay, same way I will also create one more schema for to-do list. So in that case also we need to understand what all things we are adding in this. Okay, fine. Okay. From where I write password. Harshit, many times I'm telling you, if you do not have your password, please reset it. If you have your password, please search in your Google password. Okay, it would be saved over there. So const user, I will create my new user in this case, and the schema that I have created over there, I will add it to my model. Okay, so const user is equals to mongoose dot model, and I will create my user in this case, user comma. So what schema are we going to use? We are going to use the user schema in this particular case. So what I did, I created a schema, or else I created a structural table for my user. Okay, in that table, I have two things, username and password. Then after creation of that table, I am kind of creating a complete model for this. Okay, so then I am adding it to the table, and this will be my kind of storage. So see, first thing that I did, I created two fields. The two fields that where is username. Okay, one was username and another one was password. Okay, so those two fields are created. Now these two fields are getting binded up in the schema. Okay, fine, looks good. Then this schema is going into a table. Which table? Table of user. Okay, so this is what we are doing right now. We are adding it to the user of table. Can't replace the password in code sandbox. Sajita, why do you need to replace the password for Code Sandbox? I told you to add the password for MongoDB Atlas. You have your connection string over there. You have your password, so you have to just replace the password in the connection string. Okay, I think so. I have repeated it many times. So in this case, the thing that you have named as DB underscore password, you have to replace it over here. Okay, and just the way I added it in my project setup, just same way you have to do that too. Okay. Okay, so my model is created. I have created my user. I have created my schema and I have added it up. So this was my first schema. Now, second schema that I need to do is or create is, so see, there will not be any output right now. Okay, till the end or even till the completion of the backend, you are not going to see any output. Okay, this is the backend service. Only when you link it to the front end, only in that case you will see a output, because we are not writing a UI code. We are writing a backend code and we are dealing with database storage. We are dealing with fetching of data. So right now you are not going to see any kind of output in the preview. Okay. So please do not panic with this. We will not find any kind of output right here. So next thing that we have is task schema. So we are doing a to-do list. So in this case, we will do a task schema. Okay. So new mongoose dot schema. Same thing we are defining again. And inside this, we will have two, three fields. So let's start with first field that we have is what is the actual text of my task schema. Okay. So the actual text will be in the form of string itself. Okay. Then comes your status. So what is the status? So see, for your task, you have two status. Either it's pending or it's done. Okay. So we will set up those status too. So status is set to string again. Then you have priority. So every task has kind of priority. Okay. So the task would be very least prior. Task would be kind of medium prior. Task would be kind of upper or higher priority task. Okay. So we will set up that too. Then comes your user ID. So each and every task that gets created, so it will get stored along with the user ID. Why we need user ID right in this case? So we want to fetch the data. Okay, we want to fetch the data. And for fetching the data, we need user ID. Just give me 1 second. I will explain you in this given moment that why we need the user ID. So user ID, we are going to get it from Mongoose schema, because the user ID is already created for me and I don't need to actually create it. So it's auto generated. Okay. So mongoose.schema dot type, and the next thing that you can do is object ID. Okay. So this is what you will do for user ID. Okay. User ID will yes, obviously user ID will get automatically generated. So we do not need to actually generate it again and again. Okay. So if we understand this schema, so first thing that we have is text. Okay. So text will be the title of my to do whatever task I want to do. Then after text comes my status. So status will be pending or else complete. Okay. After status comes priority. So priority again will be either low, medium, or high. And after priority, we have user ID. Okay. Now let's understand why we actually need user ID in this particular case. So suppose this is my application and my application has user 1. Okay. My application has user 2 and my application has user 3. All three users are there. But the thing is, for storing my task, I have one table. For storing all my tasks, I have one table. And that table will contain each and every data, each and every detail about the task that we have created. Now, suppose we have one, two, three, four, five, six, and seven tasks created for us in our table. Now, how to actually understand which user is associated with which kind of data, or else which user has created which task in this case. Okay, so in that particular case we have to map user ID with each of the task. Okay, u1, u2, u3, u3, u2, u1, and u3. Okay, this is what you need to do in this particular case. Okay, so understood why we need user ID in this case? To map our task with the user, to understand which task has been created with which user. Okay. So I hope so that is clear. Fine. Good evening, Priyanka. You are too late to say good evening right now. Fine, guys. Is it clear, right? Please just confirm to this point. Is it clear or not? Why are we using user ID in this particular case? Looks good. Any doubts, any problems that you have other than the attendance? I will not entertain any query on attendance or any other things. Okay, great. Looks good. So now let's get into the complete coding. Okay, let's complete that up quickly. So I have created my user and I need to add my user to the schema or else the model. So I will create a const task is equals to, so same way as I created the model over here. So mongoose dot model, and over here it will be task, comma. So what schema are we using? We are using a task schema. So task schema and done. Okay. So you have created a task schema and you have added it to the mongoose. Okay. Harshit Tiwari, I think so. You need a special time for this particular task. Okay, there would be some small mistake that you would be making. So I request you to kind of please try it later. Okay, so might be case the connection string that you would be using or other things would be having some problems. Okay, Sashi, I told you that there will not be any preview right now. Okay. The code 8080 will not show you any output right now because this is not a front end code. This is a back end code. Okay. Please understand this. Whatever output you want to see, it will get later if you will be seeing that up later. Okay. Fine, guys. Now let's start with the register form. Okay, let's get into the slash register API and let's do it. Okay. Yeah, Arshit, recording will be available. Do not panic. Okay. If you are running into any errors, do not panic. You will have this recording to refer later. Once you are clear with whatever problem you have, you can again come back. Okay. Are you passing the same const variable in mongoose dot model? Where are we passing it up? We are passing the schema in our mongoose.model. Okay. So the schema is created. Now we have to create a model and we have to send it up to my mongoose right here. Why we need a task allotment? See, you are creating an application where the user will be adding his or her task. Okay. So that task will be the to do. So if you have certain number of tasks to complete in one day, okay, so in that particular case, you will need to actually associate it with the user ID because you need to understand to whom that task is belonging to in double inverted comma. So that is the name of the table or the model that we are creating. So task written inside the double inverted comma is actually the name of the table. Okay, so that is not associated with the variable but that is the name of the table that we are creating. Okay, fine. So now next thing, we are done with it, and we will start with my post request. First post request. So first post request that we will be getting is from register form. Yeah, we will be deploying this up. Do not worry about it. So let's begin with the register part. So slash register, and we will write for the register. Okay. So async and request, comma, response. So we are going to use an async operation right over here. Okay. So first endpoint, that is slash register endpoint. There is no running preview option to me, sir. Sashi, I told you that you do not need to worry about this. I told you you will not get any preview right over here. Okay. Please try to understand it and please do not spam same thing again again. So user ID is coming gray color. See the color that you are seeing, no problem with that. Okay. If you're getting a gray color, it does not mean it has some error or it has some problem. Okay. Do not worry about this. Okay, fine. So now we are going to, why are we using async? So I hope so you know, sorry, async. Wait, the spelling is wrong. Yeah, so it should be async. So async we are using because this is a kind of asynchronous function. Okay. So for that particular reason, because we are having an asynchronous function, we are using async in this particular case. Okay. I hope so you do not run to me asking what asynchronous function is in this case. Can we use auto increment for ID column? It will get auto incremented. Actually, it will get auto generated, and the ID will be not just a number, but a mixture of things. And you do not need to worry about the ID. Each ID will be unique. So you should not go with 1, 2, 3, 4, but actually you will have a different kind of ID generation. Just have patience. I will generate it one by one. You do not need to worry about this. So I want two things from my form. Okay. So I have my register form, and in my register form, I will have two things. One is username and user body. Sorry, password. So I am going to request my username and password from my request dot body. Okay. So when I will be sending the slash register post request, in that case, I will send these both. Now, so next thing is hashed. So I want to kind of encrypt my password. Okay. So wait, bycrypt. So I already told you that we will be using bycrypt for encrypting our passwords. So we have our password over here and we'll add a value of 10. That is encryption value of 10 over here in this case. Okay. Next thing, we need to add this user to our table, or else we need to add this user to the user scheme or else user table that we created. So this was our user table. So user table, we have to add this up over there. So const user is equals to, so make it hash it util folder. So if you can do the task easily, so for that reason, I don't think so. We should create another util table or other things. Okay. Okay, so let me create a new user because this is kind of a new user who is registering in, who is not signing in. The spelling of async is incorrect. I think so. I corrected it out. Okay, ASYNC. Fine, it's fine. Okay, so this, yeah, so new user has been created, and I will add my details over here. So two details that I have is username and hashed password. Okay, so I will not directly add my password, but actually I will add my password as hashed. Okay, so password over here will be added as a hash password. Fine, so new user has been created for our case. So I can't add a dependency in code sandbox. What dependency are you trying to add? You have the dependency option here. Do not try to run npm I and dependency name. Please, you have the dependency downloading option here. Search for the dependency that you need and click on that dependency, and you will be good to go. Okay. If you want, if I search for Express, this is my Express. If I click on the Express, it will get automatically installed. So this is how you will install the dependency. Do not need to go with npm I. Okay. Okay, guys. So I have added my user. Okay. My user is added and I need to confirm it up if actually my user has been added or not. So user dot save. So I will save it up. I have added my user and I will save it up. But it is not working. It should work. If it is not working, then there is some other issue. If you are able to install dependency, in that case, it should work. Okay. And now, if everything looks great and if everything is fine, I will send a message to my front end telling that user has been registered. Okay. So I will add a message as user has been registered in this particular case. Okay. Fine. Okay. Wait a minute. I have two, three tasks running that should not be running away. Fine. Okay, so now my server is running fine. There is no error. So it means my register option is done. Okay, I have created my register option. Can we use get method? Obviously not vanilla. Why we cannot use get method? Because right here we are trying to add a new data to our database. It means we are pushing a data to the database. So if you have studied the type of methods in our HTTP, so in that case you will understand that only post method is suitable for you because you are creating a new field in your table, you are creating a new field in your table. So in that particular case, post will be the best option. You cannot do that particular task by using get. Okay. So get will be used when you try fetching the data, not when you try pushing the data. Okay. Great. So now my register is done. And next thing that I need to do is app.post. And I need to do my login now. Okay. So I will create my slash login. And now I will create my async. Okay. Yeah, guys, am I audible again? Is everything fine? Yeah, I'm correcting it up. Wait a minute. Yeah, can you confirm if I am audible again? Yeah, sir. Guys, just confirm if I'm audible. Leave the video out. There is one small issue. Yes, good. Great, great, great. I'm sorry for closing my video. Okay. Certainly there is some power cut from my side because of thunderstorm right now. Yeah, so I live in kind of near the ocean, so there is certainly sometime a great thunderstorm comes. So in that case, there is some problem with electricity right now. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, the video should not distract us. So we created the register. Register was done. So now next thing that we have is my login. Okay, so in that case, I will create my async async, and in this case, I will have my request comma response. Okay, yeah, my video is closed for some moments. Okay, just give me some moment and I will open it up because of bad lightning. I have closed my video and just give me some moments. Okay, so my app is showing crash. It's saying it's problem with the mongoose. So if you're getting a problem with the mongoose, it means your mongoose is not getting connected. So I already told you yesterday that you need to enable all IP. Okay, you need to enable all IP and you have to do certain settings. So if you have done all those settings, then it should be clearly getting connected with you. Okay, Rohit, is my screen not visible or are you talking about my face? Because I have switched off my cam for just some moment. Okay. Sir, I've seen using Postman to run backend when using Merge I have some confusion the tool you are using. Can you please give a minute to explain the tool you are using and the difference? See, the we use Postman in the backend when we actually are done with the creation of the server. Okay. When you run the server on localhost, obviously we can use the Postman for testing. No, fine. Great. But over here, the application that we are creating that requires authentication of the user before assessing any GET request. So in that case, you can use Postman for testing, but obviously you can use. You do not have any restriction of using Postman. But the problem here arises, how will you give the authentication? So either you can pass the authentication through the header. If you know Postman that much, then I hope so you would be knowing that too. So the endpoint that you have to pass a header along with this. So instead of testing out each and every API on Postman, what I will do when I connect on the front end, I will test it one by one through my front end itself. Okay, that's not a bad option. Obviously, what I am skipping is I am skipping the problem of adding confusion to you. Most of you would not have used Postman right now. And if I directly go to Postman and I start adding header, I start doing something, you will obviously get confused. Okay. So if you have a good knowledge of Postman, if you have used Postman, then you can try using this particular okay. So let's get to the app.post login and let's complete this up. Okay. So second thing that we need to do is we again need to create our const username. Okay. Sorry, not username, but actually we need to take the username. Why we need to take the username? Because we will be checking it up from our database. So username slash password. Okay, username slash password, and it should be const use it Thunder client. See, guys, whatever platform you need to check it up, you can. You do not have any restriction for from my side in this case. Okay, so request dot body. So const username comma password, and it should be request com body. Fine. So I am taking my username and password from form, and then I will create a user, and user is equals to await dot find one. Okay, so await dot find one. So what I am doing is await dot find one. I already have my database. I have my username stored there, and I am trying to check it out if my username exists in that particular database or not. Okay, if that actual username exists in that particular database, then so after checking, I'm checking if my username is present or not. So in this case, you will have a Boolean output. Either you will have true or else you will have false in this particular case. Okay. Then we'll use this output if not equal to user. It means if my user is not present. If my user is not present, it means he or she has not created the account. Okay. He or she has not created the account. In that case, I will run another thing. Okay, so first thing that I'm checking if either my user is not present or else I will also check one more thing with await. So it will be await. Okay, yeah. So await bycrypt. So I will try checking my password too. Might be a case the username would sorry the user would be using a wrong username, but the password that he or she added would be correct. Okay, so I will kind of give him or her telling that yeah. So there is something wrong with your credentials, either the username or else the password is wrong with you. So that's for you to kind of understand what is wrong in this particular case. Okay, fine. So see, so we will add password, comma user dot password. So it should be password in this particular case. Okay. So this if condition will check if my username already exists or not. If it does not exist, then we will go forward and we will return something. What we will return res dot status, and we will tell my user that see the problem with you is the credential that you are trying to check is not actually present in my directory or else it's not actually present in my table. Okay, so I will give output as invalid credentials. Okay, invalid credentials. Fine. So I am testing this up. If this is not the condition, if my user actually exists, in that case I will match my token. So I already explained you how we are going to use JWT token. So every time a new user is created, there is kind of a small token getting created. So const token is equals to JWT dot sign, and in this case I will send a user ID. Okay, and user dot underscore ID will be sent in this case, comma. Okay, secret, you can add it as secret over here, and then one more comma, and in bracket expires in. So we need to add a expires in option. So you do not want your token to be valid for around I think so 5 6 days. You need it to be valid only for 1 hour, or actually to certain limit. So I will keep my limit as 1 hour. Okay. So this is the limit that I am creating, or else I am keeping for now. So with this, I have done my token verification token. I have taken my token, and then I will do res.json, and I will send my token to my front end. And the front end part will actually verify my token. Okay, so the verification of token will take place on the front end part. Okay, guys, again, I'm saying sorry for the video. Okay, just due to bad lighting, I have closed my video. Okay, I hope so my screen and audio is all clear. Okay. Yeah, so this is a login page. We have created the login, and the next thing that we have along with this is authentication middleware. Okay, so now we will create the authentication middleware right from here. So const auth middleware. Okay, so this will take care of your authentication middleware. So it will be request, response, and next. Okay, so three things we are going to take care in this. Okay, so send the attendance link. Yeah, you will get the attendance link. Let it be 7:50. Okay, kind of we have a lecture today till 8:15. So might be a case I can send it till 8 o'clock. Okay, so auth middleware, let's complete it. Con yeah, so let's complete it. So first thing that I will do is I will create my token. Okay, so request dot header. So see guys, the token that is getting created is being sent as a header. So request dot header, and the header name is authorization. Okay, so the header name that we are using in this case is authorization, and then replace. Okay, so this will take care of my authorization part. Okay, so small space comma, and then empty string. So the authentication middleware, first thing that it is sending is or else it is taking is the token. So token we are getting in the form of header, and the token name is authorization middleware, and we are getting it from here. And so is user dot find one user name. No, we are doing username. It's fine, right? Okay, fine, fine, fine. I get it. What you were trying to say. Yeah, it should be user dot find one, not actually the dot await dot find one, but it will be user dot find one. Okay, okay, fine. So let's complete the auth middleware. Okay, and then we'll close this session for you. Okay, so I have added it up, and then I will check with my token. Okay, so I will check my token if token return res dot status. Okay, res dot status, and I will return a status of 401. Yeah, I know the video quality might be somewhat bad, so I will not stretch it up much for you. Just give me a moment, and I will kind of close the session. Okay, and if my token is not found, and in that case I will send a response telling my user that no token has been found. And if the token has been found, then I will send a try. Okay, and in that case I will start decoding my JWT, or else I will start verifying my token. So const decode is equals to JWT dot verify. Okay, and I will send my token that got from the header, and I will do my secret. Okay, so see, the secret is kind of key that I have added. So secret is I have added over here, and also when I was creating my token. So I am using secret in both of the cases. Okay, fine. Guys, just give me a moment, and I will add attendance for you in this case. The problem is we have a lot of rain right now over at my place. Due to this, there are many faults in electricity. Okay. Yeah, so let me pin this attendance link. Okay, sorry for this. Okay, wait a minute. I'm pinning the attendance link on the top. Just give me a moment. Why is it not responding? Okay, fine. I have pinned it on the top. I hope so you are getting it. Okay. Okay, so till that point, let's complete the middleware because we will end it over here and we can start it from the next part from the okay. So the token has been sent for verification and I will do request dot user ID and I will take my user ID decode dot user ID in this particular case. Okay. And I will add option to go to the next. And if there is a certain error occurring in this case, then I will go to my catch block and I will do a res dot status. And I will send a status of 401 and I will give a JSON response and I will send a message of that kind of invalid token. Okay, so the token that I was sending is invalid. So I will send a response of invalid token. Okay, fine. So this is my auth middleware right here. Okay, what I am doing in my auth middleware, first of all, I am obtaining my token and then I am kind of what I'm doing is I am kind of verifying my token. If there is no token available, then I will send a response telling that there is no token. If token is there, then I will decode that token and I will use it for my user ID. And if there is any error in between that, then I will go directly to my catch block and I will throw an error for this particular case. Okay, clear guys. I know there are some issues right here in terms of video streaming. I hope so that this does not cause any great problem for you. And this will be the point where we will stop today. I was aiming to go more into deep and I was trying to complete this up, but due to certain conditions, I think so I need to stop it because it has been already 10 minutes and it is not yet back. Okay, so just wait. I will send the code sandbox link for you in the chat box, and please try going through the code if you have time. And yeah, and we will continue forward tomorrow from the point where we are leaving today. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is we need to get task, we need to post task, we need to actually delete and update task, and we need to do some things. Okay, so it will take us around 20 minutes to complete the remaining services. I was aiming to complete everything today, but I think so. We need to go till tomorrow because there's certain reasons why I have to close the session. Sorry again, guys, for this problem. Okay, and tomorrow we'll complete this up and also we'll start the front end part. So we have sign in and sign up page. So I will build sign in page for you and you will have a sign up page as kind of assignment for you. Okay, so the day 3 will be completion of the backend and sign in page, and sign up will go as assignment for you and you need to complete that up. And rest from day 4 will start the home page and we'll try implementing it till day 5 and we'll close it up. Okay, fine. Yeah, attendance link is already added at the top. Okay, I need VS Code. Yeah, you can use VS Code for running this project. Okay, fine. Well, it is back now, but I am already at the point of closing the session, so I can't do anything right now. Okay, so if you want, you can use VS Code too. Okay, no need to worry about that, guys. Okay, is there any doubt from your side related to what all concept we covered today? Yeah, you have to make this project once we are done with Yeah, guys, sorry for the interruption again. I have to change some things for my Wi-Fi setting too. What happened was my Wi-Fi directly got connected again back, but it was not having internet. Yeah, the location where I live is not the issue, but the weather is the issue right now. It is kind of monsoon in southern part of India, and is kind of having trouble with internet as well as electricity. Okay, yeah. So I see that you have many doubts. Okay, I hope so. I am audible to you. Fine. I haven't end the stream yet. I know you would be getting blank screen for now, because there was some problem. But I hope so. I am back again. Okay. Yeah, I will continue tomorrow. I will not continue from here. There will not be any concept that I will cover, but I will just take some doubts from you. I see there are many doubts that you are getting. Okay. The user ID line in text schema, please. The user ID line is actually I have to reload the window. Okay, I will show you all the codes tomorrow. No need to worry. I have already added the code sandbox link in the chat. I hope so. You have got that. Okay, it's already there. And see, guys, I would suggest you one thing. While I teach you, please do not stick on this code sandbox link. While I'm not teaching you, once the session is done, in that case, you can get to the code sandbox. Okay, because I do not need or I do not want any interruption while coding. Okay, fine. Okay, so let me take one or two doubts that you have. The same project that we are building right now, we will give you as an assignment to complete. You do not need to worry about this. Okay. So is it coming blank? I clicked something. You should not get a blank. I think so. You will get a code sandbox or else whole code that we have written till this point. We haven't written much, but you will get it. And see, again, I will kind of restrict it when we are coding, and I will change the permissions so that you do not access it while we are actually in a live session, because I do not want any disturbance and I do not want any cursors in my code while I am coding. So you can refer it till I am not live. When I get live, I will change the settings. Okay. Terminal is showing error cannot find module Mongoose. Then try installing Mongoose because your system is lacking Mongoose module. So if you are in a code sandbox, from dependency, go and find Mongoose and log in it. Once the dependency is installed, please reload the window. Sometimes what happens is the dependency gets installed, but because of cache issue, the dependency is not updated in your system. So please reload the window if you are on code sandbox. Okay. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you for your compliment in this case. Recent code sandbox link. Just give me a minute. I will resend it for you. Okay, guys. So we'll close this session now. Okay, although we had some issues in this case, no problem. And we'll continue from here and we'll complete the backend part along with some services are remaining. We'll complete that and also we'll complete our login page and I will give you sign up page as an assignment to complete. So till then, please practice this all things. Please understand how we created this, how we did all this work. And tomorrow again, we'll meet you at the same timing. Hope so. We do not get any interruption tomorrow. And thanks for being with me, even though we got some interruptions. And again, sorry for those interruptions that we got. I hope so that does not affect you. Okay. See, DSA is kind of independent from your web. So you can start learning the theoretical concept first of all, and then you can try actually implementing it up. Okay. So you just do not need to match them up. They do not have great relation between each other. So you can match it up. We already added the attendance form before. I hope so you have marked your attendance. Okay. You will not get a certificate for each day. You will get a combined certificate at the end. Okay. Okay, guys, great. So it was great having such a great crowd. Okay. And we will end the session over here and we'll meet you tomorrow at the same time. So thanks for joining. Bye bye. Have a great night ahead. Good night. Bye bye. Thank you for joining again, guys. Bye.